So we have a pro in the house. So for some strange reason, when I first started, I used to think that, okay, it's only people who specialize in. Of course, there are expertise in every business. But there are certain things that we all do that is in line of that particular business. That was why I asked that, how many people do events? I'm sure you've organized birthday parties at home, small meetings for daddy and mommy. You've helped them to do certain things. All those things are in the line of events and planning as well. But today we are talking about event management. Event management encompasses a lot of things. It takes, it's beyond just putting up these balls, these Chinese lanterns. It involves doing more than that. It involves the balloons. It's more than the balloons that they are blowing outside. It's more than setting this table. It's more than setting chairs and all of that. Event management itself is the whole gamut of having a program like this, the idea that, okay, we should have a gathering, our 36th anniversary, we should do this, all those things are part of event management because you have to conceptualize what you want to do. You have an idea, there's an initiative, there's something you want to do. The moment you begin to think about it, what are we going to do? What are we going to use? Who is going to help us? How are we going to do it? Why do we want to do it? All of those things are part of event management. And for those that have done it for a very long time, they've come up with 4 areas, the 4 C's of event management. That's what they call it, the 4 C's of event management. For some people, event management is just a passion. For some people, it's something they do out of, okay, this is something that will give me money for daily living. But for some people, it's just a passion. For someone like me, I didn't go to this school to learn event management. It was just something I just started, from doing one thing, gathering balloons together, gathering flowers together. And from there, I now thought, oh, this could be good business as well. And I started it. But because of time, I'm just going to quickly take us through the 4 C's of event management. Welcome, sir. Welcome. So the first one in event management, the 4 C's of event management, the first one is concepts. Concepts. And what do we mean by concept? Conceptualization of that event. Like I said, the event management involves a lot of things. That conceptualization is when someone comes to you and say, okay, I want to do this thing. The first thing in your mind is, if it's a wedding, you are like, okay, you want to do a wedding. So what's the first thing that you think of? How do you conceptualize it? What is the idea in the person's mind? You see some weddings, just a small wedding, but they want it to be small but classy. So you are doing a lot more in a small space as much as you are doing for a very big event. So you have to think in your head, oh, okay, this is the concept. Oh, it's a wedding. This is what I will need for a wedding. Oh, what does this person need? How is the person visualizing their wedding day? How are they seeing it? So you have to now begin by asking that person, what do you want? Do you have color codes? Do you have in mind that you're going to use a lot of flowers? Is it just bottles you want? Is it just glasswares? Things like that. So you begin to conceptualize. That's the first thing. It could be a conference. Someone comes to you and say, oh, I want to do this kind of conference. And you are an event manager. The first thing in your mind, okay, it's a conference. Is it for young people? Is it for adults? Is it a corporate event? Because all those concepts, all those ideas will help you to develop a concept. It's something that would fit the purpose for which that person wants to do that event. So that's the first C of event management. You have to conceptualize what the person, and what that means is that you have to sit down with the person asking you to do that event to understand what they want and what they want to do. So by so doing, you can then bring your expertise. You can tell them, oh, you can't do this here. You can't do this in a particular place. There are some, from my own experience, I'm now in a place where if you tell me you want to do wedding in a particular hall, I will tell you it will not work. It will not work. It's either I've used the hall before and I know it's difficult, or I just looked at it and I'm like, no, this thing won't work here. We can't use this place. I'm coming from an event now, and when we first booked that event, they told me that their particular hall was not available and they were going to give me another one. I just told my team, I said, no, change it to another hotel. We can't use that. Because I've been there several times and we've done events, and I'm like, no, this will not work. So in my head, I've already conceptualized what they want. It's a training, and I'm like, no, you can't do a training in this kind of environment. So concept is very, very important in events. That's the first line. That's the first thing you do in event management. If you're going to start an event company, if you're going to manage an event, if you're going to be an event planner, concept is quite important. Because if you don't understand the idea, you can't give your client the best. Because you'll be doing something that's quite different from what your clients want. It will be a case of what I ordered against what I got. You understand that? I mean, that's so popular now. You see this dress and like, oh, I like this dress. I want this type. You give it to a tailor and they do something else. But because in their eye, they can't conceptualize it. Sometimes if you give them, maybe they'll be able to understand what it is. But concept is quite important. So the second C is called coordination. What is coordination? Now you have an idea of what the person wants. What do you do next? You have to get a team. You have to coordinate people. And mind you, event management is different from doing decoration. It's different from event planning. Event management is the totality of all those things. If you go to some people's website, they will tell you, we don't do event management. We don't plan events. We only decorate. That's just it. So they don't expect you on that day to come and have decorated your event. They're asking me, oh, they don't have chairs in that place. No. My own is to decorate, and I leave the scene. The event manager or event, they will take care of. That's why you see some people at events. Have anybody watched that movie, Wedding Party? Yes, you see that lady, Zena Balogun. You see that she wasn't decorating, she was just running around. That's an event manager. You are the one that will run the blood during the event. Because you are the one, that's where coordination comes in. You coordinate everybody. The caterer, you have to tell the caterer the time they are going to come. You have to be sure that they have a table there. You have to tell the person that is decorating, by 2 o'clock, you have to get out of this place. You can't keep decorating. The event starts by 3. You are the one that will tell the DJ, you have to be here at this time. This sound must be moderate. You are the one that does practically everything. That's an event manager. That's what you coordinate everybody. You make sure that everything goes according to plan. That's why you go to some events. You just see food is just coming. Not everybody is just enjoying it means that they have a proper event manager. So that person, what you can't see, that person is seeing it. They know when things are going wrong. They can quickly look at it and say, no, something is going wrong in this place. This thing is not going to work. But event management involves a lot because you have to be good at it. And what I mean by you have to be good at it, you must know when they are putting certain things and say, no, you must have expertise, a little bit of expertise in those things to know that this thing is going to fall or you can't put it here. You can't do that. Or no, if you put this line here, it's going to obstruct an entrance and all of those things. Have you been to some events? You see everything is just so scattered. Chairs are arranged in different places. You will see one long chair inside banquet chairs. You see everything just goes. That's not proper management. And it's after half of the hall they've gone that they will start serving food. And those are when they will have, it means that they have a different experience of that event. So those of them that stayed or came later, if they are the ones that ate all the food and everything, they say, oh, I had a wonderful time. And another person, where? That same event that I went to, they didn't have the same experience. But when you're doing event management, everybody must have the same experience. Of course, people are different. Some people are complex. There's nothing you do that can really satisfy them. But at least deep down in their hearts, they will know and say, oh, that event was well planned and properly managed. So you need coordination. Coordination, you need a team. And you need to have meetings with them so that you know what they are doing, so that they know what your client has in mind and what your client wants you to do. And you ensure that they implement it the way your client wants. Because at the end of the day, you are the one that will be blamed, that did not manage the event properly. There's another thing in event management, which is control. That's another C. Control is you must be able to have a hang of everything that is happening. You have a hang of everything that is happening. Anytime we have an event in the church and I put up flowers or anything, the first thing in my head is always the fronts, the balloon stands. Those things, you keep missing and losing them. Each time you go to the market, the prices keep going up. You can't afford to be missing and losing them. So my head, one of my control is always, if I don't have someone that I put there to look, I look at the most important things that I know that if this thing breaks or if this thing gets damaged, it will be a problem for the person that did the decoration. So there's always someone that is watching something. So that's control. You know when food is supposed to come out from an event. You know what conference materials you need if it's a conference that you are organizing. You must have a control of it. You know the number of people that are coming. You know how well you are going to prepare for those people. So if your client is saying, oh, I have a very small budget, I want to do this, I want to do that. Some people, they have very big ideas, but the resources, because resources are limited, but they have fantastic ideas. You must be able to control and tell them, I can give you something nice for less. That's why you go to some event. Before you even get to half of the people, materials are finished. Food has finished. It lacks proper event management. It lacks proper planning. It means that it wasn't properly planned for. And that's why some caterers, if you ask them to cook for 50 people, they will do 100 or do 70. The reason they do that is just in case someone brought an extra person. Just in case the person... I've done an event before, and just on the day of the event, the person kept telling me, oh, I have initially we started with 300. We have 350. I have 50 people more. I have 100 people more. And I was running blood. I was like, God, how am I going to do it? And I have 150. At the end of the day, we almost got to 500. So we need 200 more chairs, 10 more tables, and I need flowers and everything to put to make it. Because you can't do half of the hall. Everywhere is well decorated and the others are not. And I just said to myself, that was a learning curve for me. So now if you tell me you have 500 people, I'll prepare for 700. I might not put it on the table. I will put it in the truck there to be standing there. So if you come and you say whatever, I will just go ahead without complaining. So that because for me as a person, the most important thing is that it's seamless. When we finish, we can then talk. But it should be seamless. So those are part of the control that you make when you're doing event management. You must have control of that event. It must not slip away from your hand. And it not slipping away from your hand must be that you prepare for the worst while you do the best that you can do. But you always prepare that if anything, you are there. You've helped them to manage that event. And you can't know it all. When I first started, I made a lot of mistakes because in my heart, I would just be like, okay, you said 20. I prepare for 20 people. We do 20 things and everything. You said, oh, we have to do this. I will just take it the way you have said it. I will not say, no, this thing, madam, It will not work. Sir, this thing, if we put this thing together, it will not work. You know? So I take control of it because I'm the one that will manage it at the end of the day. But if it's that I'm just doing the decoration, my own is I take even if you are doing just decoration, you take control of that decoration so that nothing goes wrong. There are times, you've done like this rainy season. Let me give you an example. You see all those banners you see at parties that they will put pictures and all of those things. If you're not very careful, when you have very heavy rain, if it's an outside event, the rain will just take everything away. And you just be wondering. Though election is going on now, in my office, we have a team of people that, what's it called, that monitor election. So they are there. So when they got to Edo, the hotel they gave them, they did their booking wrongly. So I now said, how are you going to use, this hall will not be enough for you to do this thing. And all the international donors are using that same place because they support my office for that work on election. And I just said to I didn't go to Benin to look at it. I just told the guy there, I said, do a video of the hotel and that space that they've given you. I looked at it, I said, this thing won't work. And I told them, I said, go outside. Where do they have outside? They said the swimming pool area. I said, do a video. When they did a video, I now sent to them. I wish I could put it up and show you. I now said to them, I said, you know what? Get a carpenter. Just do all the branding. Brand it from everywhere of the swimming pool. And when they finished and they sent it, everybody was like, wow, wow. But everybody there, they were cracking their hair. Hey, this hotel has destroyed our program. I had to take control of it. So that's control. You, as an event person, you must not be a scattered person. Because if you are scattered, even your, your anxiety, you will rub it off on your clients and everything will be scattered. But you must be able to hold your client to say, even if some things are going wrong, you must be able to hold it and say, don't worry, I have this covered. And truly, you must have it covered. Because that's where control comes in. Because if you don't have it covered and you tell the person you have it covered, you will be in trouble. They will just think they are an amateur or you don't know what you are doing. So it's important. So we took control. So from here, from Abuja, I took control of that situation. And just say, just do the. And it turned out very well. And they're there now. If I open my phone and they've been sending pictures since morning of what is going on, because we take observation from the field as well. So it's quite important, if you're doing an event, to take control of that event so that it doesn't slip away from your hand. Yes, there are certain things. You can't predict everything in life. Things happen. But at least if you have a little bit of control over that thing, you will manage it. The risk, you'll be able to manage the risk. You'll be able to manage the risk. So, event management, like I said earlier, is different from you decorating an event or planning it. It is the whole gamut of an event, any event at all. A small birthday party, a small gathering like this, a big conference, a big wedding, a small wedding, just any event. That's the whole planning of it. That's your event and management. Are there mistakes that people do? That people make, rather? Yes. And that is confusing what they are. I'm saying it for the benefit of those that just came in. Mixing up what they are. If you're doing just decoration, when she said that she does wedding decoration, I asked her, I said, which part of event management does she do? Because if it's just party decoration that you want to develop your expertise in, do party decoration. Don't mix it up. If you're an event manager and you want to be the one, that was one of the mistakes I made when I first started. I'll be the one to do the decoration. I'll be the one to manage the event. And another mistake I made was that I wanted to have everything at once. In event management, you can't do that. And what I mean by having everything at once was, I started putting money into buying flowers. I started buying lights. All those lights you see. I wanted to do through scene. Fruiting and all those. When you get to wedding, all those things that you see on top of that where the flowers drop down and the lights. I started investing in those things. I started investing in coolers. In fact, every part of event management I wanted to do. That was the mistake. That was a mistake of my life. But now I'm more coordinated with it. Rather than do everything, just find one that you have passion in. Others, I don't even have a store to keep anything, and my whole house is full. My store is full. I'm looking for a warehouse because I kept buying things, I wanted to be that when you call me for events, I have everything, and I can do everything at the same time. I just told myself, I'll just have staff, somebody will be doing light, somebody balloon, this one, this. You're going to run mad. You can't do everything at the same time. You can't do everything at the same time. And that's where coordination and all those things comes in. You must have people that you work with, a team of people. Like if I want to do bad, there are certain times, because I do my 9-to-5 job, I'm a lawyer, I do my daily work. Event planning is just a side hustle for me. It's not a full-time work. There are times people call me, I want to do, 2 months ago, someone called me for an NNPC, somebody is retiring. Can you just help us to do the hall and whatever? I said, I can't do it. I am traveling. I have other work that I'm doing. Then I called somebody. I said, do you have time? Can you do these balloons? She said, yes. I said, okay, go. You must have a team. You must have people you can call to do things. You understand what I mean? You must network with people. You must have people around. Someone that you can call and say, I can't do this thing. Can you do it for me? Oh, you don't necessarily have to collect the money. They collect the money. But at that time, you are not lost. It means that you have a network of people that can do things. And when you see big weddings or big events, don't be deceived that it's one person that is doing it. No, it's not one person. It's a different person that will do the lights. Those lightings you see is a different company entirely. But because all of you work as a team, you will not know. You will just think that if I'm doing a very big event and I have people working, you think that all of them are my staff. No. It might be like 5-6 companies. See, someone that will bring the photographer, that's their expertise. Let them bring it. But me, I'm just coordinating it. It's someone that is the caterer. That caterer has nothing to do with my own company. But all of us, because we would have had meeting, we are coordinating together. You just see that everybody is working, but you won't know. You will think it's one person that owns all the stuff. No. Everybody just comes with their own. It's another person that is the DJ. It's somebody that is bringing live band. It's someone that is doing this, doing that. Different people being coordinated together to achieve an event. That is just it. And after the event, I'm rounding up now. There's something called close out. Close out is, how do you now conclude the event? Okay, you've planned the event has happened, everything has gone very well. How do you close out? Are there mistakes? Are there things you want to bring up with your client? In the process of doing it, did they break all your glasswares? Did this happen? Did that happen? Are there gaps? You have to be able to look at that. That's part of event management. Part of event management. You have to be able to do feedback. What went well? What did not? What went wrong? What was it that went very well? So it's important that we do all of those things. I know we don't have time. I would have shown us a lot of videos, but we don't have time to do that. But these few things that I have said, if you're doing events, you have to take note of them. You conceptualize, you coordinate, you control, close out your events. There are so many things, that are involved in those things. So thank you very much. I hope I've said something that you picked up. So thank you.
Let's put our hands together for Barrister OMOLARA AKINYEYE. Let's put our hands together. So thank you very much, Ma, for the wonderful presentation. So youths in the house, praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. So while she was speaking, we had people that we had speakers that came in, and Mr. Jonathan Fidelis will be talking to us on Igbo apprenticeship system. No, sir, it's not yet time. We just want to welcome you. Please, can we put our hands together for Mr. Jonathan?